Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mr. Clerk, do we have a quorum?
We do have a quorum, Mayor.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I am bringing greetings to you all from Ghana, Africa, and it's 1:30 a.m. here. So I'm going to call our regular board meeting to Africa. I'm going to call this regular board meeting to order at 7:30 Chicago time. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham,
Here.
Trustee Chamalave, Trustee Senior,
Here.
Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Trustee Shelby,
Here.
Trustee Armour is absent. Trustee Miller is absent. Mayor, we do have a quorum. Can we all please stand or be seated to acknowledge the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to read the Pledge of Civility. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understand that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective. Now I will ask for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Item 2, public comment. I didn't receive anything, and I don't believe we received anything via email, so at this time, we're going to go to item 3, presentation. We have none. Item 4, communications. I've got a bunch of communications, so bear with me. I'm going to get through them as quickly as possible. First, Associated Bank home buyer orientation. This step-by-step assistance to home ownership will cover a bunch of stuff, like how to fix your credit, how to get approved, financing options, etc. This is going to happen every third Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at 515 St. Charles Road in Maywood. Contact Aaliyah Johnson at aljohnson@plcca.org. Next. We are proud to launch the Pro QA Emergency Medical Dispatch, EMD, integration for Broadview and Maywood communities. This innovative system revolutionizes how emergency medical calls are handled, ensuring every call receives the highest level of care and precision. For more information, you can contact our offices, and we will give you this printout for conversation. Next, Parent and Community Engagement Committee meeting. Understanding admissions to the Proviso's Math and Science Academies. This is happening Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. right over at Proviso Math and Science Academy, located at 8601 Roosevelt Road in Forest Park. Next, Chamber After Hours Networking Event. This is happening Thursday, November 21st, 2024 from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. over in Merrill's Park, located at 900 North 25th Avenue. Come mingle, make connections, and expand your network in a casual setting. For more information, call 708-343-9500. Next, on November 22nd, McDonald's operators in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana will once again kick off Food for the Body and Spirit to provide holiday meals to those most in need. It is our collective way of making this season just a bit brighter than the year before. This all happens at 8 o'clock a.m., November 22nd, which is this Friday coming. Holiday turkeys are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Early attendance is strongly recommended. Next, the Wallace Funeral Home in Broadview has Thanksgiving Community Appreciation Day, November 23rd, Saturday, at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this is happening right over at Wallace Funeral Home, 2020 Roosevelt Road. And this is also sponsored in partnership with the Merrill's Park Chamber of Commerce and Community Development. 200 turkeys will be given away, first come, first serve. Next, Broadview Park District Basketball Skills Clinic. This is for basketball players 4th through 8th grade. It's $25 per person. This is happening November 25th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. over at Broadview. Well, let's see where this is. You know what? I don't have a venue, but for more information, you can contact 331-481-0323. More than likely, it will be either at Schroeder Park or Beverly Community Center. And finally, Broadview Community Workshop. Broadview's comprehensive plan. Please join Mayor Katrina Thompson for a look into our beloved village's future. This workshop will focus on land use, health and wellness, transportation, infrastructure, housing, community facilities, sustainability, and technology. This happens Tuesday, December 3rd from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here in the Broadview Municipal Building located at 2350 South 25th Avenue. And that concludes communications for this evening.
Oh, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the regular order of the board meeting and go to item 10A and 10B.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by, excuse me. It's been properly motioned by Trustee Shelby, seconded by Trustee Abraham, to take the regular order of business out of order and go straight to 10A. But beforehand, I need a motion from one of the trustees and seconded to allow the mayor to participate electronically. We should have done that much before.
Okay, I'll make the motion to allow Mayor Katrina Thompson.
I second.
Who second?
Patty.
If you all would be so kindly as to speak into your mic so I can hear who's second, and so the recording gets it also. It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Chalmalabi to allow the mayor to participate electronically. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, the mayor is now officially a part of the conversation electronically. So now, we will go to item 10, new business, and item A motion to authorize the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners to proceed with hiring one firefighter paramedic to fill a vacancy for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois Fire Department.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Abraham, you have any comments or questions?
No, congratulations to our new one.
Trustee Senior?
Congratulations.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Congrats.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes, congratulations and welcome to Broadview.
And now I will turn it over to Chief Brian to tell us about this new hire.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm excited about this hire. We have before us firefighter Witter. He currently works on a private ambulance. He began his career in the fire service as a fire explorer through the Niles Fire Department program. He stayed the course, went on to graduate from paramedic school at St. Francis Paramedic School and also the Romanville Fire Department. I had the honor of meeting his mother, and she advised me that he speaks fluently in Spanish as well, which he failed to tell us that. So I'm excited about this, and we look forward to getting him sworn in. Yes, ma'am.
Well, welcome firefighter Woodard. Mr. Clerk, you want to start the swearing in?
Not just yet, Mayor. We're going to do the approval of this motion, and then we'll go to the swearing in on B. So, would you like a roll call, Mayor?
No, all in favor say aye.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, this motion passes 4-0. Next is the swearing in of Hyra Witter as a firefighter paramedic for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois. Motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chalmalabi, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President? Actually, we don't need to do a vote or a motion. I'm going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Hira Witter,
having been appointed to the rank of firefighter
have been appointed to the rank of firefighter
in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
in the Village of Broadview, State of Cook, State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Fire Department
of the Broadview Fire Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So firefighter Witter, when I come back into the office, I look forward to meeting you in person.
You want to take pictures?
Can y'all take that paper out his hand so he can take a picture? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to go back to our regular order of business.
I'll make a motion that we, do we have to reconvene or go back?
Go back. Go back to.
Go back to our regular board meeting agenda.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Shelby, seconded by trustee Senior to return to the regular order of business. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are now back at item. Give me a second. We're now back at item 5. Item 5, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the November 4th, 2024 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
I would like to table the minutes from the November 4th until our next meeting, board meeting on December the 2nd.
Second.
Okay, thank you. It's been motioned by trustee Shelby, seconded by trustee Senior to table the board minutes from the November 4th meeting to the next regular board meeting on December 2nd. Reason being is they were just not prepared in time. They'll be ready for the next board meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, these minutes are tabled till the next regular board meeting, December 2nd. Thank you. Next, item 6, consideration to approve expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $1,168,478.41 for the period ending November 15th, 2024.
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Abraham. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Finance Chairwoman, Trustee Shelby, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Okay, the vendors are A1 Equipment Incorporated in the amount of $5,859. AT&T in the amount of $12,021.18. Berry Slater Incorporated in the amount of $4,500. Big Blue Boxes in the amount of $4,130. CDB Electric LLC in the amount of $22,771. Comcast Business in the amount of $5,033.90. Concord Property Management in the amount of $4,125. Core and Main LP in the amount of $17,410. Darden Construction Incorporated in the amount of $104,500. David Ormsby Incorporated in the amount of $3,000. Dell Marketing LP in the amount of $14,632.97. Edwin Hancock Engineering Company in the amount of $52,232.81. We have Geno's Heating and Plumbing Incorporated in the amount of $28,134.05. The Illinois Counties Waste Management Trust in the amount of $372,671. We have Image Trend in the amount of $3,446.63. JJ Effect Incorporated in the amount of $5,500. Landmark Sign Group in the amount of $25,696.96. Then have Lincoln National Life Insurance Company in the amount of $6,380.96. We have M&J Asphalt Paving Incorporated in the amount of $64,986.23. McMahon, Baldwin and Associates Incorporated in the amount of $3,900. We have the Mecca Tree Service Incorporated in the amount of $13,300. Montana and Welch LLC in the amount of $13,212.19. We have Mosca Design Incorporated in the amount of $17,242.50. We have Mini Web in the amount of $5,592. Nardelli Construction Company Incorporated in the amount of $111,487.79. And there's R&W Garage Doors in the amount of $54,659.78. We have Regional Truck Equipment Company in the amount of $7,998.44. We have SBC Waste Solutions in the amount of $13,596.14. We have Spring Grove Nursery in the amount of $7,200. Third Millennium in the amount of $14,500. $168.64. Tier Point LLC in the amount of $3,891.08. Train USA Incorporated in the amount of $6,003. We have Uncle Remus SFCT LLC, C2 LLC, in the amount of $100,000, and Verizon Wireless in the amount of $3,567.23. The total of expenditures over $2,500 came to $1,132,850.48, which is 97% of our total expenditures in the amount of $1,168,478.41. We had a manual payment, and the vendor was Patricia Chow Malave. The date was November the 4th, 2024. Check number 87101 in the amount of $227.96. Now, the funds that were affected by these expenditures, we have the general fund in the amount of $548,536.40. We have the garbage fund in the amount of $13,596.14. We have the motor fuel tax fund in the amount of $112,918.99. We have the CDBG fund in the amount of $66,186.23, and the Roosevelt Road TIP fund in the amount of $174,593.03, and we have the 27th Avenue and 23rd Street TIF. We have the 17th Avenue TIF North in the amount of $243.75, and then we have the Roosevelt and 17th Avenue TIF fund in the amount of $13,300, and the Capital Projects fund in the amount of $193,348.78, and then we have the Water and Sewage fund in the amount of $45,755.09, again for a grand total of $1,168,478.41. Madam Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby. I'm going to pull two checks. The first one is Darden Construction in the amount of $104,500, and the other one is R&D Garage Doors for $54,659.78. So the new total expenditures will be $1,009,318.63. I have questions in reference to those two invoices that I'm not in town to get those questions answered.
Madam President,
So I
for the
need-
record, I got R&D Garage, and what was the other one, the first one?
Darden Construction,
Got it. And
and
what was the new total?
the amount was $104,500, and then R&W Garage was $54,659.78.
Got it. Thank you, Mayor.
And so the grand total now is $1,318.63. Someone may want to check the math on that.
Let me find the checks and I'll check the math.
Are you checking?
Okay, Mayor, I have the new total as $1,009,318.63. Is that what you had?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. So for the record, the new total is $1,009,318.63, and the motions have already been made. Madam President?
Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Yes, you can. Yes. Got it. Okay, so we have a motion by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Abraham, to pay the bills as presented with the exception of Darden Construction and R&D Garage. Those two bills, or I should say those two checks totaled $159,159.78 for a new grand total of $1,009,318.63. So as amended, can I please have a motion?
Motion to approve the bills as amended? As amended.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Abraham to pass the bills as amended. Now I will have a roll call per the mayor. Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Shelby,
Yes.
trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Mayor Thompson, your vote, please.
Yes.
And it carries 5-0. Thank you all. Next item. Item 7, application for the authority to expend funds. We have none. Now, item 8, village officer reports, which are given each second meeting of the month, starting with our building department. Commissioner David Upshaw.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, everyone in attendance.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Village of Broadview Building Department report for the month of October 2024 is on file with the Mayor's office as well as the Clerk's office. Some of the highlights are as follows. Currently, the Broadview Community Flats Development Project, which is located at 1301 through 1331 Roosevelt Road. The zoning has been completed, and I will be meeting with the department heads as well as zoning and council to start working on the PUD. The Iron Workers Union 63, located at 2525 Lexington. They are in the process of having their final inspection with MWRD, and that will complete their project. Vanny, which is located at 2759 South 25th Avenue, their addition, they have a final inspection with the fire department, and that project will be completed as well. And lastly, Helios, which is located at 2150 Parks. The second phase of their project is underway, and we will be meeting with them in the next couple of weeks. That concludes my report. I'll entertain any questions at this time.
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalabi?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Next is the Finance Department, Finance Director Tom Hood.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, trustees.
Good evening.
My report is on file with the mayor's office and the clerk's office. I was a little hesitant, but it looks like the locus has corrected the budget import. So it's much more reasonable now. As you'll notice, October 31st is our midway point through the year. Revenues are in the 50% percentile, and all the departments are in roughly 50 percentile. So we're looking like we're in pretty good shape. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to review it yet, but if anything does come up, please point it out to me, because I want to work with them so that we know this thing is correct when we hand it out. Secondly, I want to remind everyone we're going to have a Finance Committee meeting on December 10th at 1 p.m. to go over the fiscal 22 audit and answer any questions about it at that time. And the last thing that I'd like to hit upon, there's a couple big items on this agenda. The first one is the estimate of the 2024 levy, And just so that everyone understands where this number's coming from, it is simply last year's levy times .034. And that is the CPI that PTEL allows us to increase it by. It's math. And the second thing on there is the bond ordinance. We can go in more detail if you have questions when we get to that on the agenda. Are there any questions at this time?
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions?
What was the finance meeting you said? December 10th, a Tuesday?
Yes.
At 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Thank you.
Trustee Singer?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No question.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Hood.
Okay, thank you. Next is our Fire Department Chief Derek Bryant.
Good evening again, everyone.
Good evening.
My
Good
report as
evening.
well is on file in the mayor's and the clerk's office. The month of October is a busy month for the fire departments nationwide. It's Fire Prevention Month. So I'm glad to report we had a well-attended open house on October 12th. We had a busy month in the community with the Lindop Truck or Treat and the Lindop Middle School Night of Excellence. We had the opportunity to hand out a great deal of life safety items. Also like to note that today we opened up our firefighters exam. So if you go to our website, you can see the information there. And I'll take any questions you may have.
Thank you, Chief. Trustee Abraham?
No questions?
Trustee Singer?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No question.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Thank you, Chief Bryant.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is our Police Department Chief Thomas Mills.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, all members in attendance.
Good evening.
Residents. Before I start, I'd like to introduce Jackson Scopa, Jackson P. Scopa. He is our Chief of Police for the day. He is 11 years old. He is homeschooled, but he also has attended school with Sergeant Gus Galvin, who this is the second year where he assists with where his kids go to school, and they offer a Chief of the Day raffle. And last year we had Bennett Flynn, and so here we are this year with Jackson. And I would be remiss if I did not introduce his dad, Mr. Brian Scopa, who served honorably in the U.S. Navy for 22 years. So again, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
So again, Mayor, we did explain that you're in Ghana, and he was really excited. He's like, wow. And then we came in and he saw up there, so yes. So again, the Broadview Police Department's report is on file in the mayor's office as well as the clerk's office. Just a couple of highlights. During the month of October, our cost for services went up about 6.78%, as well as for Broadview and Maywood. Our detective bureau is doing great things. They closed 47 cases. Took in 21 more, as the season's starting to change with Christmas coming up. They will probably increase with some of our retail issues, but also the Broadview Police Department has already instituted our winter plan for the Broadview Square Mall and our businesses on the Roosevelt Road corridor, so we are ready for that. Also, he's not in, but Officer Sergeant Florentino participated in the trunk or treat at Lindop. Representing the Broadview Police Department, they did take the trophy. So that was Sergeant Florentino with Officer Calvillo, Officer Ridge, and Officer Chap. And then standing in the rear is Officer Sean McIlvaney. He participated in the Tour de Proviso in Bellwood. He actually did the 20-mile run. He's one of our midnight officers. He's always engaged. We also have a new crossing guard, with the very sad and unfortunate loss of our other crossing guard. We have now Howard Neal, who has begun his duties at the Comeric School crossing at 12th Avenue and Cermak. So if you're in the area, please
Nice.
and welcome him. He has huge shoes to fill, but he's doing very well. And again, Detective Johnson and Officer Williams attended the Illinois Homicide Investigators Conference. That's something they have to attend every year, so they keep their certification to handle homicides. And luckily, we don't have very many here, very few actually, but so if we should, we are well prepared to handle our own here in the Village of Broadview. And that's all I have. I'll entertain any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave?
Just for Acting Chief Jackson, how was your day?
It's been amazing so far.
Amazing?
Very interesting.
Interesting? That's great.
Trustee Shelby?
I'd just like to give him a hand clap. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you.
And at this time, we have a plaque from the Broadview Police Department. It says Broadview Police Chief of the Day, Jackson P. Scoper, November 18th, 2024. I'd like to present in the middle of the floor so we can get some pictures.
So Chief Scoper, I didn't get to ask my questions. So you've been with us all day today?
I've only done it since 5, so but I've only been here for like 3 hours, but it's been very interesting, and I'm very thankful that I get to be here because, I mean, not a lot of kids get to do this and get to go to the police department to see how it's done, go in the cars and ride around. It's just such a cool experience. So, thanks a lot.
What do you think about the board meeting having to stay late for a board meeting to give a report? So thank you for your report, Chief.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not really sure.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Chief, I have one more question.
We're gonna pause briefly in hopes that the mayor comes right back.
She froze. With the young, okay.
All right, I'm gonna recommend that. Are you with us, Mayor? There she is. Can you hear us, Mayor? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, okay. Chief Mills, I got one more thing. Can you tell us about the technology upgrades that took place in the Ike Center?
You're not off duty yet.
Yes, Mayor. So about a year ago, the Ike 911 Center, under the direction of Director Frank Reyes, presented to the Ike 911 board a new program called the Pro QA. What this is, the Ike telecommunicators, both Broadview and Maywood, they had cards on the side of their stations for any emergencies that may come in. And they did very well with it, but as we know with technology, everything is more advanced. So Director Reyes presented this to us, the Ike board, The mayor was on the board at the time, it was approved, and it was a lengthy process. We had to do a lot of upgrades with our systems and the TCOs that they utilize, where now when the call comes in, whatever they put in, it will automatically come up with instructions. I know Fire Chief Brian, did you want to add anything? I know he was very instrumental, and Deputy Chief Martin to help with, so that the telecommunity can provide some life-saving directions and instructions until the fire department and the paramedics arrive on scene, or even our officers who are trained to do CPR. The fire department has got us certified and everything, but it's far more, it's more advanced instead of trying to find that appropriate Rolodex card that's on the side. So it comes up, and that TCO can keep in contact with that caller who's having to take instructions from us.
So thank you, Chief. And the reason why I wanted you to explain that, because this is how we look at public safety. Public safety starts at that first call. And if they're able to preserve life, this is the work that we should be doing. So I just want to thank you and your team and the fire department and their team in the village of Maywood for getting on board and getting our telecommunicators leveled up on this type of level of service when we talk about public safety. But I wanted the board to hear it from you, because we put out communications about it, but I really needed it to be articulated at this board meeting. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. It was a total collaboration, as you said, with Maywood Police and Fire and our great fire department here in the Village of Broadview and our police officers. Thank you and the board for the support. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Next is our Public Works Department, Director Matt Ames.
Hey, you say that jokingly, but I don't find anything funny about that at all. I really don't. But anyway. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I believe that you have our October monthly report on file for review. Real quick, our capital projects have concluded for this fiscal year, and we're transitioning into snow and ice removal. Is there any questions or comments?
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments for Director Ames?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave?
Just one. It says 4 emergency water main breaks. There are 2 addresses, so is that like the same?
You're absolutely correct. We're missing 2.
Okay.
Thank you, trustee, for pointing that out.
No other questions.
Thank you. Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Thank you, Director Ames.
Thank you, Director. Next is our Administrative Department, Village Administrator Latisa Jones.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just a couple of highlights. Right now on our website, we do have 2 positions, part-time positions that are posted. It closes this Friday, which will be a part-time administrative cashier in the water department, and also part-time, and a part-time administrative clerk in the building department. We also, Chief already told you that we did hire our crossing guard, and we completed our payroll training with the fire department. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No No questions?
Ms. Jones, I have a question. Has anyone applied for those positions that you mentioned?
One, and that was just
So
for
can
cashier.
can we extend the date to see if we can get more in? Because I mean, I think I was aware of it, but I don't know if it went out in our weekly newsletter for the
Yes, ma'am.
positions being open. So can we just extend the date to probably December 15th or something like that?
Yes, got it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, and that concludes our village officer reports. Next item on the agenda, 9, old business, we have none. And then we'll move to item 10C, we left off on C. A motion to accept and approve the preliminary estimate of the 2024 property tax levy, which is collected in 2025, in accordance with the Truth in Taxation Law of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Chalmalave, seconded by trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you. Director Hood, you want to tell us about this?
Good evening. This is what I was referring to earlier. As part of the process here, we have to approve an estimate, and then we will come back next month and approve the levy. The estimate is what we expect the total levy to total out to be, and that estimate is derived by taking last year's levy times the PTEL increase, which is 0.034% this year.
Director Hood, would you tell them, tell them what's included in the levies, like our police and fire pensions, infrastructure?
Could you repeat that?
Can you tell what's included when we look at our annual tax levies that we do? What's included in that so that they know how we draw this? It's not for general operations, it's for our fire and police, public safety, fire and police pensions, bonds if we have any outstanding debt in the list. So can you just kind of go over what that is?
Exactly, and that detail is in the final levy that we'll approve next month, but part of it goes to the corporate operations. It supports the police, it supports the fire, it supports both of the pensions, the IMRF fund contributions, bridge and streets, and it seems like I'm forgetting, debt service. I still might be forgetting one, but you will get all the details line by line in the next version when we bring it for approval.
Thank you, Director Hood. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions?
Trustee Senior?
No questions, but thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
Trustee Chamalave?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes, and you'll go in more detail on this on our meeting on December the 10th.
Yeah, I can do that too, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Mayor, can I have your vote, please?
Yes.
And this carries 5-0. Thank you all. Next item, D, a resolution authorizing and approving an internship agreement between Morton College and the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you, Chief Brian. You want to tell us about this internship agreement?
Good evening, everyone, again.
Good evening.
Good
This
evening.
agreement is similar to our Loyola Paramedic School agreement, whereas the paramedic schools and colleges are required to have the Village of Broadview listed as an additional insurer on their policies and indemnify the village of any liability while the students are here training in our facility, in our ambulances, and performing their what they've learned in school. That's about it. I'll entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
questions?
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No question.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, we'll take a roll call.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Mayor Thompson, your vote?
Yes, but I don't need to vote on that.
All right, thank you. This passes 5-0. Thank you all. Next, item E. An ordinance providing for the issue of not to exceed $1,175,000 taxable general obligation limited tax bonds, Series 2024 of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois, and for the levy of a direct annual tax to pay the principal of and interest on said bonds of Broadview, Cook County, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chalmalave, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you, Director Hood. You want to tell us about this bond? And this is a bond that we do every year.
Yes, I was going to say, this is our annual rollover bond that is used to support the payments on our capital improvement bond that paid for the rehabilitation of the building that we're in. I have Mr. Reedy here if there are any questions in relation to the bond.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
None.
Trustee Shelby?
And no questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Mayor Thompson, your vote?
Yes.
And this carries 5-0. Thank you all. Next item, F. Consideration of an application for a business license requested by Botero Restaurants LLC, doing business as Chick-fil-A, Broadview at 3000 Broadview Village Square, to operate in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President?
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw. You want to tell us about Chick-fil-A?
Yes, it's a great honor to talk about Chick-fil-A. They recently opened. We had a grand opening here in our Broadview Village Square. Chick-fil-A is located at 3000 Broadview Village Square. They have passed all of their inspections as well as Cook County Health Department inspections, and they are compliant with all village codes at this time.
Thank you, Trustee Abraham. You have any questions or comments?
Just a comment. Welcome to the community. Definitely a good fit.
Thank you, Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Chalmalave.
No question.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby.
No questions.
Welcome, Chick-fil-A. Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw. Take a roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next, item G, consideration of an application for a business license requested by Corduroy Finishing LLC at 3040 South 26th Avenue, Unit A, to operate in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President?
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw. You want to tell us about this one?
Yes, Corduroy Finishing is located at 3040 South 26th Avenue, Unit A. They are a metal finishing company, a zinc electroplating company, which pretty much they are taking parts and putting a zinc coating on them to protect them from rust and any other damage, whether it be mechanical, automotive, so forth and so on. I'll entertain any questions at this time.
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions?
No questions. Just welcome to the community.
Thank you, Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave.
No question.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes, they have to have ventilation and all that for this.
Yes, they are, they do have a HVAC system, and that has been approved and inspected,
Okay,
and is compliant with all village codes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Roll call, trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Shelby,
Yes,
trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next, item H, consideration of an application for a business license requested by Stratagem Construction, Inc., doing business as Habitat Design, located at 2000 South 25th Avenue, to operate in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Abraham. Madam President?
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw.
Yes, Habitat Design, located at 2000 25th Avenue, Unit 111. If you all haven't had the opportunity, I would highly encourage that you stop by there and take a look at their shop. They do custom cabinetry. It is phenomenal. I'll entertain any questions at this time.
Thank you, trustee Abraham.
Just welcome to our community.
Thank you, trustee Senior.
Welcome.
Thank you, trustee Chalmalabi.
No question.
Thank you, trustee Shelby.
no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Roll call, trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Shelby,
Yes,
trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board.
Next
Thank
is
you.
Item 11, Village Clerk's report. I don't have anything other than I would like to wish and give my deepest condolences to trustee Senior and her family on the passing of her dad. Trustee Senior, I'm so sorry to hear about the news and wish your family all my blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, that concludes my report. Next is item 12, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you, and good morning all the way from Ghana, Africa. So I'm honored to be in Ghana, exploring opportunities that bridge educational growth and business development. Ghana is a rich in culture, history, and innovation, and this visit represents an incredible opportunity for me to learn from and collaborate with this vibrant communities. On the business front, Ghana's economic landscape offers abundant potential for sustainable partnerships as we explore industries such as technology, energy, and entrepreneurship. I'm focused on fostering relationships that drive innovation, create jobs, and empower local economies. This journey is about building bridges between nations, cultures, and communities. To create meaningful change, I am committed to bringing back valuable insights that will not only strengthen our connections, but will also create lasting impact for the people I serve. Ghana's energy, resilience, and vision for the future are truly inspiring. It is a privilege to be here, and I look forward to continue this important work for the benefit of us all. And then just for a note, I just want everyone to know this is not paid by the Broadview taxpayers. I funded this trip myself to get the information to bring back home so that we can be a very diverse community in how we look at serving. I also would like to say last week, before I came to Ghana, we all participated, all of the trustees all participated in the IML except trustee Shelby and trustee Abraham. And I just want to thank trustee Chalmalave and trustee Senior for making sure that you attended this board meeting tonight after coming off of a such robust conference that we participated at IML that was held in Tampa Bay, Florida. So thank you for showing up and showing up for the people that we serve each and every day. As we get to Thanksgiving, I do want to say that as we gather with our family and our friends this Thanksgiving, let us take a moment to reflect on many blessings in our lives. Thanksgiving is a time of gratitude, a chance to pause and acknowledge love, kindness, and support that surround us each day. It's an opportunity to share in spirit of togetherness, creating memories that will warm our hearts for years to come. I am wishing you and your loved ones a Thanksgiving filled with joy, peace, and love. May your homes be blessed, your tables be full, and your hearts even fuller. Let's carry the spirit of Thanksgiving with us every day, cherishing the moments that truly matter. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And I want to give a sincere condolences to Trustee Senior's family, to her and her family on the passing of her dad. when we got the news. We were in Florida when we got the news, and she needed to come home. So just know that I love you very, very much, trustee, and whatever we could do to put support and love around you and your family in this moment or morning, please don't hesitate to let us know what we can do to support you and your family. God bless you, and I love you, and I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Shelby, seconded by trustee Abraham to adjourn this evening's meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are hereby adjourned at 8:31 p.m. Chicago time. And Mayor Thompson, we wish you safe travels. Thank you all for coming. God bless.
Thank you.
Good night.
God bless you. See you all. Thank you.